Pirates of the Caribbean, a story of betrayal, love, and rum.
Why is the rum always gone?
But if we shift the perspective from the Two Stooges and Keira Knightley, and instead focus on the heartless romantic Davy Jones himself,
You feel this.
then it becomes a story about falling in love with a woman, only for her to betray you after spending a decade doing exactly what she asked, and then have a generational crash out and cut out your own heart. But to imagine that, let me just put you in his shoes. So imagine for a minute that you are Davy Jones.
I am the sea.
You were born in Scotland just before the golden age of piracy. In fact, you were one of the first pirates to grace the pristine waters of the Caribbean. You actually commandeer a ship from the Dutch trading company, which was a beautifully fast ship that nearly outran you. You fell in love with the sea. So much so that she actually appeared before you in a physical form. Calypso, as beautiful as the sunrise. She's a bit quirky, but honestly, you don't mind that because you're literally making love with the ocean itself. It's a sailor's wet dream. Anyway, after some time of courting this actual goddess, she decides that she has a job for you. She wants you to ferry the dead to the afterlife. Of course, there's always a fucking catch. Infatuated, you barely hear her say that you will work for 10 years and then have one day on land.
I cannot step foot on land again for near of a decade.
Frankly, you like being on the ocean, so you eagerly... She chose you to be an immortal being. What's 10 years? But the first 10 years they pass, and you take those first tentative steps on land, but she doesn't appear. She betrayed you. And this was all some elaborate honey trap to get some poor schmuck to do what she wanted. And you were that poor schmuck. 10 years you waited for nothing, and now you are doomed for all eternity to ferry the dead. Naturally, you are heartbroken. You are furious. And you decide that you don't want to do this anymore. So you try to take your own life, but it doesn't work. You try to drown yourself, but the sea just spits you back out. You try to hang yourself, but the rope turns into seaweed. You even try eating English cooking, and that was a fate worse than death. So, of course, you opt to cut out your own heart and put it in a chest. And you then decide to rename your ship the Flying Dutchman, because no one will outrun your ship. It will be as though you fly through the waves. I mean, it is kind of bad luck to rename a vessel, but you're already cursed for all eternity, so what's a little more curse? Decades pass, but you still do your job, because, well, you have nothing else to do, and you still love the sea, even if you hate the witch. You even get a pet giant squid, which is kind of cool. Of course, the Kraken's a nightmare to train.
Jesus Christ.
Each ship's fine, but once it got into your rum stash and blacked out for 3 days, bloody useless creature it was for a few days afterwards. It was great drunk, completely useless hungover though. Unfortunately though, the great age of piracy begun, and everyone was out trying to find the one Cortez's treasure, which means that your work tripled, well, quadrupled. It was basically infinite. You get even more cursed, where once you had beautiful brown locks, you now have tentacles. You're like a hentai artist's dream. During the great age of piracy, a group of colossal idiots decide to create some kind of pirate society, which basically means illiterate morons pretending they have honor or something. It's fine, at least it's not the English. Okay, so the English even get on board of all of this and start a company of their own to rival that Dutch India trading company, meaning that you now have to ferry even more English souls to the depths. Actually, as a Scotsman, that's kind of nice. It's actually a bit of a treat, really.
To the depths.
Still, you loathe the English in your waters. They're uppity idiots wearing red coats thinking that they fucking rule the world or something. But through it all, you do have the misfortune of meeting several pirates, one of which was
Jack Sparrow,
whose ship just sunk. You offer him 13 years of captaincy in exchange for 100 on the Dutchman. For some reason, he accepts. Of course, there are no amount of souls on God's blue earth that could possibly replace the literal hole in your chest, because you are surrounded by gamblers, thieves, and a general class of people that are moderately distasteful. But this is your life now. Forever and ever and ever. But 13 years later, it's finally time to collect on that Jack Sparrow, and you will have him on your ship for 100 years. Although, imagine your surprise when some other hapless idiot has clearly been manipulated by Sparrow. Sparrow?
what is your purpose here?
Jack Sparrow, sent me to settle his debt.
Did they now?
into taking his stead. I mean, if nothing else, Jack is quite the dastardly man, always able to, well, socially engineer anyone, actually. So you have a little get-together with Jack, because apparently he's out there watching and waiting in the wings. Boom. What an asshole. And he just thinks you're gonna skip on by and that he will circumvent his debt. He really thinks that he can have his cake and eat it.
Establish my proposal is sound in principle, now we're just haggling over price.
Price.
Bloody everything these days is a business transaction. These pirates are always looking for any opportunity to screw you and take everything for themselves. They probably would download a boat. But a little deal with the devil is all it takes to win over Jack Sparrow.
Just how many souls do you think my soul is worth?
Naturally, you opt for a truly insane number of souls.
100 souls. 3 days.
100. 3 days, because no one in their right mind could possibly pull that off. And honestly, you don't even have the space on your ship for another 100 souls. It's such an outlandish proposition, but you are interested to play this little game with Jack.
You're a diamond, mate.
Honestly, you need a little bit of excitement, and you have literally nothing to lose. What are you gonna lose? Your soul? But then he tries to throw down some emotional trauma about this boy being married or some shit.
Dividing him from her and her from him would only be half as cruel as actually allowing them to be joined in holy matrimony. Aye.
Does he not realise that you literally do not possess a heart? Or maybe, in the decades that you have been doing this, you might have seen this all before like 1,000 times. It's just another sob story. Who fucking cares?
And you condemn an innocent man to a lifetime of solitude in your name while you roam free.
Yep, I'm good with it.
Wow, he is ruthless. He might actually be more sinister than you are. To cleanse the thought of love from your palate, you opt for a little cheeky organ solo. It's about the only thing that gets you through the tough days some days, and it's probably one of the few things that you vaguely enjoy, and getting it onto the boat was a bit of a hassle. But luckily, the priest drowning off the coast of Wales was more than willing to oblige. Turns out Jack's little present isn't exactly the best worker in this world, which you just about expected. Of course, he would try to palm off an idiot to you and try to claim that they're worthwhile. He is, simply put, a con man. But what you didn't expect, and this is quite surprising, that he was Bootstrap's son. Yeah, so Bootstrap was on Jack's crew, cursed to be undead, then double cursed himself to save himself from literally being stuck at the bottom of the ocean for all eternity. And now his former captain has just sold out his son to be on this ship, cursed for 100 years. Whew. And they call you evil. Anyway, you make Bootstrap whip his own son. Why? Because someone has to show that pretty boy a good time. But honestly, this is all for show. You cannot look weak in front of your men, and you need other people to suffer like you did. You truly believe that the world is a cruel and evil place, and any sort of naivety needs to be completely eradicated purely for their own benefit. There is no such thing as a happy ending, there is just an empty void or service on the Dutchman. Imagine your further surprise when this little idiot wants to take you up in a game of dice.
I challenge Davy Jones.
I accept it.
As if you could lose. You are a god. You're most of a god. But what threw you off was Bootstrap joining in as well.
What's this?
I'm in.
It's this fucking paternal bond or something.
The stakes
My soul.
against.
I want this.
Oh, so he wants your he wants to be captain of the Dutchman, doesn't he? He wants to be captain of the Dutchman. Oh, what? That's a crazy thought, no? Imagine wanting this life. Imagine being cursed to only set foot on land once every 10 years. And your only form of entertainment is literally torturing other people.
Let no joyful voice be heard.
where your heart broke so much because you thought you met your soulmate that you cut it out, only for it now to be some fucked up way to change the mantle of the captain of the Flying Dutchman. Anyway, this game of dice goes exactly how you expect it to go.
Spend an eternity on this ship.
Even Bootstrap decides to take on eternity for the sake of his son. Oh, how cute, how adorable, what a complete arsehole. He sold his soul for eternity to save his son. You gave up your mortal body for some strange that ended up ghosting you. Maybe you should have had a son, actually. At least then you would have probably have stuck around. Oh, wait, yes, right, yes. You need to actually be in love to have a son. Fuck these two. Fuck Calypso. Fuck them all.
Feel free to go ashore. The better next time we make port.
Serves him right for doing that paternal thing. The dude is basically entirely starfish at this point. He is actually losing his marbles. Does he think that starfishes don't die? Well, he's probably just gonna lose his mind, isn't he? Oh, not another one. But imagine your sheer astonishment when you wake up the next morning and your key is gone. Bootstrap's fucking crotch goblin has stolen it.
You will want
To think that he had the audacity to come into your quarters in the middle of the night and steal your key without you feeling it. Okay, maybe Jack was right. He was worth way more than one soul. Of course, actually, he doesn't get very far because he is human, and he probably is on that ship that you immediately saw on the ocean. So you call out the Kraken. Fucking idiot humans. You're done playing these games. When you're done playing the games, you get your dog on them.
the Kraken!
Unfortunately, though, you do not find the little gremlin, nor do you find your key, which is frustrating.
The boy's not here. He must have been claimed by the sea.
I am the sea.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did your little minion here not remember that you are literally a creature that knows when all people die on the ocean? This is your crew. Of course, they were once upon a time pirates, so their brains are obviously pickled by rum and scurvy. Jesus Christ, man, have a little bit of logical reasoning.
Who sent that thieving charlatan onto my ship? Who told them of the key?
But there is only one logical explanation for all of this.
Jack Sparrow.
Has clearly made a deal with this guy so enticing that he would sneak onto your boat, like the little thief that he is, join your ranks, and then steal your key. Jack Sparrow is clearly one of the best social engineers of all time to manage to get someone to do that.
They're here.
Of course they're here. Jack Sparrow, he's always playing an angle. He looks so stupid and benign, but his inner machinations are a far cry from his persona. He's either a genius or completely mad. So you send your men after them. Not really expecting much, honestly, because it's like sending a group of barnacles to go fight a lion. Actually, no, it's worse. It's worse. It's so much worse. But they fucking do it. The sons of bitches actually do it. And you are happily greeted by the Black Pearl.
Hey, fish face!
Why is Jack not cowering in fear? He doesn't have the casket, does he? He doesn't have the chest.
I got a jar of dirt.
What the fuck, amigo?
And you're getting outsmarted by this guy. Like, this is the person who was your adversary. Him. Why couldn't it be that British guy? At least he's smart. Jack Sparrow is just the luckiest man alive. Touched by the destiny, because there is no way in hell he succeeds in any other way. He does the most insane things. So you set the Kraken on them. And watch them squirm like little ants. Wriggle, wriggle, little creatures. But then they actually set fire to your Kraken. How could they do that? Your poor baby didn't deserve that. He's literally just doing his job. But thankfully, it does do its job. And you can open up your booty.
Jack Sparrow!
Oh, where could it be? How could that have happened? How could any of this have happened? You command the seas. You know every soul that dies on the water. You can even summon the Kraken. And your rival is a man who trips over his own feet and still somehow manages to get your heart away from you, even when after he dies. Destiny has some sick sense of humor. And then you find out the person who does have it is the worst possible outcome. In all your years of being cursed, there has never been something so horrifying and undignified as what has just happened. Because now, you are an employee for the Brits. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And also don't forget to vote in the weekly poll. The link to it will be in the description. That way you get to choose what video will be next. I just want to shout out my members real quick, especially Alexander Colburn and Good Old Granite. Thank you guys, your support means everything to me. And of course, Lavender, Zyla, Toast the Bread, Takaru, and Alan. Thank you. Have a great day and have a great life. Oh, for fuck's sake. One of my cats is in the toilet.